everyone. I am Anaya Kaushik.
I am Disha Vyas.
And we are the students of Janki Devi Memorial College, University of Delhi. Welcome back to the another exciting podcast of Aamdani, Engage and Exchange, the show where finance meets clarity and learning meets real-world experience. We are thrilled to have you with us for today's insightful conversation, the podcast that connects you with the leading professionals who bring real financial wisdom to students, young investors, and creative minds alike.
Joining us today is Mr. Amit Suri, the CEO and Director of AUM Wealth Private Limited. Mr. Amit is a certified financial planner and a life planner with years of experience in guiding people on how to achieve financial wellness. His journey is inspiring, starting by helping his father with financial services and eventually building AUM Wealth with a respected firm that provides holistic solutions and investment, insurance, and financial planning. He has also contributed articles to leading newspapers, completed an MBA in finance, and is passionate about spreading financial literacy among youth. What sets him apart is not just his technical expertise, but his ability to simplify finance and make it relatable for everyone.
In today's episode, we'll talk about his personal journey, the story behind AUM Wealth, his perspective on financial planning in India, and most importantly, practical advice for young people who want to make smarter money choices in their 20s and 30s. So let's get started. Welcome, sir, to the podcast, and it's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you, Anaya and Disha. It's my pleasure to be here at Janki Devi Memorial College.
Thank you, sir.
It's always a pleasure to sit amongst the youth.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
So the first question is, what was your journey to becoming a financial advisor, from assisting your father to building AUM Wealth?
So I'll start with saying that you guys have done an amazing background check of mine by going into as old as when I started my profession. So yeah, I started my profession by helping my father. Those were the days when helping your parents was one of the important things, and that's where I started with. And then the destiny was there, and it was the clients whom I used to just go and serve my parents with my father. These very people actually motivated me, the kind of warmth and motivation that these guys did, and that's where the journey started. And from that journey, and in fact, to just put it across, my age was 19 when I started, so something like you guys are in that age. I was pursuing my college along with this. I was doing my graduation from Khalsa College, specifically from the evening college, because I wanted to work along with my education. So that's where the journey started, and from there to today, it's been a long time and a very, 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 very beautiful journey for me, and a lot of learning, lot of interactions with so many people, and I think that's the major learnings that I got, and that learning is the major earning, I would say.
That's such an inspiring journey, sir. I would like to ask that how do you define wealth? Is it just financial, or does it also include freedom, relationships, and purpose?
So a very well put question, I would say, Disha. Wealth has got different meanings for different people.
Yeah.
And not just different meaning for different people, it actually also means different meaning at different times for each person. So जब जेब में पैसा होता है तो wealth का मतलब कुछ और होता है, and जब नहीं होता है तो बिल्कुल और होता है. It is something like oxygen, right?
Yes.
When you are getting oxygen every day, we don't really realize कि oxygen है, right? So likewise, your parents have provided for you. Our parents provided for us. So we were like, it's okay. Yeah, we take things for granted. But when there is a lack of oxygen, that's when you know what oxygen is, what the value of oxygen is. Likewise, money has the same thing. But yes, money is not everything. Money is like a ticket. Money is like something which helps you take a journey from one place to another place.
So true.
It's like a ticket to your aeroplane. You may be traveling economy class or a business class, but the quality of journey will change, but you will reach a destination. Now, what you do it at that destination, and how did you enjoy that journey,
Matters.
that is what matters. So wealth is much more. Wealth is, I think, the biggest wealth that anybody can have is love and relationship in their life, because without that, what would you do with money? if you
Sir-
don't have your family with you.
सर तो जब आपने शुरू करा तो क्या फ्रीडम चाहते थे फाइनेंशियली कि मैं जो पैसा कमाऊँ वो मैं खुद यूज कर सकूँ?
So जब मैंने शुरू किया तो इतना
What was
सोचने
your
की समझ ही नहीं
motive?
थी कि मुझे क्या चाहिए, to be honest.
हाँ जी.
It was more like that the journey has started. I have to somehow contribute to the whole household thing. I think that was more important than anything else. And also there were few important things that were there. In fact, I would say there were few things that I would say I've been kind of fortunate enough in learning at the right time of my life. So a lot of time what we do is हम लोग कुछ गलतियां करते हैं और उसके बाद सीखते हैं. I learned very early from my father that trust and integrity are very, 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 very important things in life. So sometimes these things seems to be like सब बोलते हैं trust होना चाहिए and how important trust is. But believe me, the kind of profession that I am in, which is like managing other people's money, and not just money, it's beyond money. It's like people's dream, people's future life. So when you are doing that and somebody is putting their trust on you, it's so much more important that your integrity is at its right place. Whenever you are taking any decision, you are taking decision while thinking, what if it were me? So it is very, very important that we have some those basic things perfectly at place.
Thank you, sir. Now, since you mentioned that you started at such a young age of 19 years, and also our audience, like a big part of our audience are young people. So let's just talk about money and youth. So how do you see Gen Z's approach to money being different from millennials, and what does that mean for the future?
So this is a difficult question for me, because it was, first of all, it was difficult for me to differentiate between ये millennials कौन है, ये Gen Z's कौन है, because from where I am, ये सब एक जैसे बड़े अच्छे से खूबसूरत लोग हैं. So I would say before I differentiate between the two, I think more than differentiating is what is important is what do they do as a combined, and how I see them over a period of time. I've had my own fair share of experience. So I think now the even the Gen Z and also the millennials, because the millennials were kind of in that Gen Z space at one point of time. I would say these people have been youth. So this youth today is much more responsible than what we were in our age. So kind of salute to the youth of today, to the young generation of today, for being so responsible. And you guys don't have a choice also. The life is so competitive that have to be like that. So a very important thing that I am seeing in millennials today, I would say, is that they are, because millennials are in a scenario where today they have started making some money in their lives, right? So these millennials, or you millennials, I would say, are much more aware that there is something called financial planning.
Yeah. We are also being taught financial planning in our college.
Yeah, so thanks to the college and the professors and the lecturers here who are making sure that you all get practical knowledge. It's not just bookish. You get knowledge, you get information that you're going to be actually utilizing to make your life better, right? So the millennial today is much more aware than before. The millennial today is much more intelligent than before. The millennial today started with a lot of benefits also, right? In my time, I remember we used to wait for our goal ghumane wala phone for one to come at our home, right? From there to today, where there are rush in front of a shop, why? Because there is an orange color phone that is being launched. The life has changed to a great extent. So the millennials have and the Gen Zs have also changed to that extent, and they are taking the advantage of that. So hats off to both of you.
Thank you, sir. What mistakes do you often see among high earners in 20s and 30s, especially emotionally or behaviorally? People ज़्यादा बात नहीं कर पाते हैं.
So I think the biggest mistake is that आज की तारीख में iPhone, whatever the latest number is, the most important thing in life. And for boys and girls, keeping that phone in their hand has become such an important symbol. I'm not against technology or innovation, anything like that. But the problem that I see, and it's actually related to finance also, is that everything is so central to the particular thing that I'm going to. So why am I relating that particular phone as more important than me? It's actually me or you who is more beautiful, more intelligent, more smart than the thing that I'm carrying in my hand. Whereas the thought is, I'll become smarter if I carry this piece
In my hand.
in my hand. Isn't it false?
So true.
But what is the generation doing? So that's the number one mistake, right? That instead of we investing in ourselves, we are really investing into something, right? So I think that's the number one mistake, and that is something that we need to avoid. And what we need to do is we need to differentiate between, rather I would say, if you have to take a decision, anything like that, think 24 hours. Give yourself 24 hours. Really, do I really need it? Or why do I really need it? So ask those whys behind that, right? I think that those are the things which one can do. And there are many more things that we can do. We'll talk about it.
Okay, so sir, the next question is, if you had to advise college students or fresh graduates, what are the first 3 steps you'd recommend for building a strong financial foundation?
Okay, I think the first thing that I already said in the last question, which is like they need to really think 24 hours.
Yes.
And good that this question has come up, because there are some things which एक बारी में समझ नहीं आता,
हाँ जी,
right?
हाँ जी.
Let me put it again and again. Think at least 24 hours before you have to buy something, and within that, think, why am I buying it? What is my actual why behind owning that particular thing? Is that really, am I really okay with that? Then it's okay. I think that's number one thing to do. Number two, financial thing that everybody should do, and even boys and girls who are even in college, you need to have a habit of setting up your own emergency fund, right? I don't have to rely on anything, right? It's something like, how much minimum am I going to keep in my wallet at any point of time? I may be having more than that in my bank account, that's okay. But for you, since you have to travel from your home to your college, and there could be times when your phone went, right? We are all into digital area, but you cannot 100% rely on that. So there is something called an emergency fund. How much is the emergency fund in your wallet? How much is the emergency fund in the piggy bank in your home, right? And then how much is your emergency fund in your bank account? I am sure you guys have, all of you have your bank account.
Yeah, yes.
So maintain that habit of minimum balance in that. And that minimum balance should not come from what banker is telling you. The minimum balance has to come from what you set for yourself. इतना तो मुझे रखना ही है. This is what I will give. It will give comfort to me. Yeah, later on we will also talk about कितने से ज़्यादा नहीं रखना, but minimum इतना तो रखना ही रखना. So that is advice number 2. A lot of the young generation today has also got credit cards in their hand. So credit card is something like, I would say, don't misuse it. I'm just forgetting an example that I wanted to give on this, but if I get it, I'll share that again. But it is like, okay, it is like a friend. It is like a friend, which is like, एक बार ही उधार देगा, but अगर वापस नहीं किया तो बहुत बदमाशी करेगा. So this friend called credit card can be really your enemy if you don't pay your dues in time. So treat it as a dragon or an enemy or whatever negative that you can connote with that with, right? So every time when a credit card bill comes, respect that, whatever that bill amount is, that you should have thought while spending, while swiping that card, pay everything at one go. And this is something you cannot compromise on, starting today till the end of your life. Credit cards are nice. So a lot of people may tell you, don't use credit card. I say credit card is your friend. It gives you that freedom also, right? In case of an emergency or something, some good decision that you want to take, you can use it at that point of time. It's okay. It's convenience also. So use the good points of that credit card, but don't misuse it. By saying don't misuse it, I am repeating again. Don't allow yourself to not pay all the dues at once. So these are the 3 things I would want you to take away.
Thank you, sir. That gives us a great foundation for young people. Now let us move into the bigger picture of finance and the industry itself. Many young investors want quick returns. How to convince them that patience and systematic planning often works better than trying to time the market?
Okay, so whatever comes quick goes quick, right?
Yeah.
So there is no quick fix. There is no quick fix. The only thing that will do is you will have to understand what are the advantages and where do you think, or maybe like, let me put it like that. You have got two scenarios, right, Disha? One scenario is that if you do this, the probability of this happening is maybe 1%. But that 1% may take you here or may take you there. And the other opportunity is that this is 99% take you to where you want. Maybe it is lesser than this, but it is going to take you there. So, or maybe along with this example, let me add another example. There are two vehicles, okay? One vehicle will surely or 99% take you there. And there is another rocket which has been made by somebody who is like not yet known. It is not like India के ISRO ने नहीं बनाया वो rocket, right? किसी और ने बनाया वो rocket. We are not so sure about that. हो सकता है वो ले जाए, but लेके वापस ना आए. But India का ISRO है, जाएगा भी, आएगा भी. India का जहाज है, जाएगा भी, आएगा भी. At least minimum 99%. Which one would you want to travel to?
ISRO wala 99%.
Right. So likewise, when you are doing your investments or anything like that, go for where the probabilities are much higher. Right? You do not have to play that lottery ticket in everything in your life, and at least not with money. And if I may add something even more pertinent than that, I don't know whether this generation will get it in that sense or not. Respect money.
Sure.
Why that may be a issue with this generation? Because a lot of the people in this generation have not the self-earned income.
Yes.
We may have income coming from our parents. तो वो थोड़ी रिस्पेक्ट कम हो जाती है. जब अपने पसीने जा निकल के कमाई होती है, उसकी कमाई का डिफरेंस अलग होता है, उसका स्वाद अलग होता है. आई एम नॉट सेइंग डोंट स्पेंड योर पेरेंट्स मनी, दे हैव अर्न्ड मनी फॉर यू, बट रिस्पेक्ट इट. So it is like if you respect something, that respect comes back. So same thing with money. Respect money, it will come back. Yeah.
So the next question is, what's one financial product or strategy you believe is underrated in India right now?
Okay. One financial. Can you come again?
One financial product or strategy.
So one financial product I would say is still underrated. I think is SIP is one thing that you can say, and I think more than that, SIPs is a tool, can be used very very wisely. And if I may, just extend this question a little more, you have to look at investment as a very holistic thing. A lot of people still are not really understanding investments the way it should have been understood. अभी भी लोगों को लगता है हम पैसा डाल देंगे, पैसा बढ़ जाएगा, पैसा आ जाएगा. But please understand why it happens. So we are today sitting at the podcast of Aamdani, which is an economic cell, finance and economic cell of Janki Devi Memorial College, right? So let me put some more details into that. Instead of you asking me one, I will give you some bonus thing on that. Please understand what equity is. A lot of people understand equity as a very very basic thing. You as a college student.
Yes.
So if I ask you what equity is, probably what I will get from you is
A basic definition.
a basic definition, right? I would like to listen from you.
I'm not sure. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. I want whatever comes from you.
Equity is basically what we are putting in the shares, वगैरह.
Okay.
And
Very nice.
You basically get the ownership control over the company if you invest in the equities.
Perfect. This is much nearer. So you don't get the control, but you get the ownership.
Yeah.
Right? Whatever number of shares you have taken, you become a part owner of a company.
Yes.
Right? You want me to go a little further than this?
Sure, sir.
you can
Okay.
please.
So what is an equity? Equity is something wherein, let me take an example of Reliance Industries, which everybody knows is one of the biggest companies in India, right? We all know he lives in a place called Antilia, and there is a helipad on top of his Antilia. So my answer would be, every morning when Mr. Mukesh Ambani gets out of his bedroom, takes his breakfast, and gets on the top of his Antilia and gets into the helipad, he starts working for you if you are a shareholder of the company. From that moment till he lands back, what is he working for?
For the shareholder.
How does it feel when Mukesh Ambani is working for you and through the day?
Quite good.
Is it good?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Right? And now, how do you make Mr. Mukesh Ambani work for you? By buying a single share. This is just an example. I am not advocating you buying a particular company, but I am just giving you an example of right. So when this particular gentleman works throughout the day for the betterment of his company, you being a part owner of that company also get benefited to that extent. Right? So isn't this definition so different from something like मैंने स्टॉक मार्केट में जाके बटन दबाया, शेयर खरीदा, शेयर का रेट बढ़ गया और मुझे प्रॉफिट हो गया? This is so simple, but this is the actual thing. When this company starts thinking to become from this to this, that's wealth creation. Right? So the underrated thing is, I would say not just SIP, the understanding about equity is also underrated. We're not really understanding what it actually means. I have not gone too deep in this discussion, but believe me, if you understand this so well, then your conviction in equities will go up. And when your conviction in a particular thing goes up, what happens is, even if the market responds negatively, you know I am in the right place.
Yes, sir.
This thing is coming to me, sasta, let me buy.
More.
You got the answer.
Yeah. Do you have a personal mantra or guiding principle that helps you navigate challenges?
Okay, so my personal mantra is, one is that if I am in doubt, I don't do it. So if I have to take a decision, and you being young guys have a lot of personal and professional decisions to make. So my way of doing is, if I think about something, I will put some mind on that. And the more mind I put in, and if my thought is bringing me closer to the answer, then that means it's happening. But if it giving me again signal of nahi karna, doubts and all, I generally then try and stay away from that. That's one thing. Second mantra I would say is, don't run away from anything.
Today's generation is running away from everything.
Don't run away from anything. Whatever is coming. So it is some more like जो आवाज पीछे से छुप के आती है वो कभी कभी डरावनी होती है, but वो आवाज ही होती है. When you face it, it's not there. A lot of fears that we face every day, if I do this, this will happen, they are all baseless. Most of them are baseless. So be a little fearful. I'm not saying किसी से डरना नहीं, सोचना है, take decisions which are calculated, but don't be excessively fearful about things. Live life.
Now, before we wrap up, let's have a little fun with a quick rapid fire. Just say the first word that comes to your mind.
Try my best.
Okay. One book on money or life you recommend to everyone.
Again, today's generation, how many of you guys read book? Let me give you a movie.
Sure.
Right? And it's just a 30 minutes movie. Okay, and I love this movie as many times I see it. It's called One Idiot. So you guys, you do not have to go anywhere. You just log on to your YouTube, type One Idiot by Bandhan Mutual Funds, and this movie is directed by Mr. Amol Gupte. He's the same one who directed Tare Zameen Par, right? It's a beautiful money, and for the viewers here, for the generation which is watching this, I think it's a must-do. I would strongly urge, after this podcast, when you see this, take away only 30 minutes. It will only take 30 minutes. Probably going to be lesser than this podcast also. Watch that movie. It has a lot of lessons on money. So you will not need any book. I am giving you a very, very simple, beautiful thing to watch.
We'll definitely watch it, sir.
Sure do.
SIPs, real estates or gold? If you had to pick one for the next 20 years.
Okay. For me, I would say SIP, and I'll tell you why. So a lot of people may think real estate भी तो बहुत अच्छा रिटर्न देता है, FD नहीं देता. तो चलो FD को निकालते हैं. The challenge could be between real estate and SIP. Okay. So what does SIP give you what real estate does not give you? Beyond. So real estate gives you one thing, which is a happy place to live, which you call your home, right? So that's a beautiful thing, no compromises on that. And I am not in the debate of rent versus ownership. Your house has to be your house as much as possible, right? That's one thing. Beyond that, so real estate done, beyond that, the problems with real estate is liquidity. The problems with real estate as an investment is concentrated risk, right? If you have done one wrong thing, I have seen people getting ruined by one decision of their life because financially they have put in everything, not just past money, but my future money by way of EMIs. Everything is going into something, and that's not working. That's not getting up. A lot of issues come up. So concentrated risk, liquidity, and opacity. It is not transparent. Real estate is still, in India, we are very, very far away from transparency. So, again coming back to SIP. SIP gives you freedom. SIP gives you, anybody can start an SIP. You guys can start an SIP just with 500 rupees in your pocket. A maid coming to your house, a driver coming to your house, anybody can start owing an SIP. Let me put it like that. It's not just investing, owing an SIP. Right? 1 SIP, 2 SIP, 3 SIP. Make a proper portfolio out of that. Right? Make a beautiful thing. And the day you want to have it, when you want to start enjoying the fruits, you have something called SWP, Systematic Withdrawal Plan, which is just opposite of SIP. Yeah. So in a whole thing for anybody, an SIP is an instrument which can really create, and I would really take away the word can, I would say which will create wonderful wealth in your life.
So by which age we should start SIPs?
The moment that you have money in your pocket, the moment you start. So maybe I may say you've not started earning, but you still have started earning. You take pocket money from your thing, and today's generation are far smarter and far business-like. They start making money somehow, right? So start with small, as early as possible. And I'm sure you guys in your commerce you have learned about compound interest.
Yes, sir.
Right? Well, the most important component of compound interest is which sits on the top, which is called N. Yeah, that N does wonderful. So what you have, the most powerful tool you have, which a lot of people otherwise does not have, is N in your life. So take advantage of N in your life.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
We'll definitely work on that.
Perfect.
And the next question is one financial mistake you think everyone should make once in their life to learn from.
Okay, I will give you my own story on this. Okay. So for a long time in my career, I was also running a stockbroking firm along with what I am doing. That became a part of my thing. Okay. So, and people used to come and ask me, how come you are not doing stock trading even though you are running a stockbroking firm? I used to tell them I do it once a year. So that used to be a budget day. I had a rule. This is the rule that I used to follow. All other 200 trading days, I will not do any trading. On the budget day, I will go and sit down and do some trading for myself. Okay, and there would be probably 2-3 things happening. 2 things happening probably. One, I will make money or I'll lose money. When I used to make money somehow, galti se, I used to be happy about it. And when I used to lose money, I will be more happy about it. Because I know my lesson. So why I gave that story to you? Because a lot of people in today's generation, you asked about mistake, and I am putting it head on, right? कील लगा के बता रहा हूँ मैं. A lot of people in today's generation are wanting to do quick money, like you asked me in the previous one. Sorry, I'm giving you long answers to your short questions. Okay? Stock trading seems to be so simple. बटन दबाएंगे, फिर बटन दबाएंगे, कुछ आ जाएगा. Theory में it looks so good. Believe me, it would have been so simple. Why would everybody would not have been doing this? Right? A lot of people would have been doing this. No other thing would have been happening. All the finance sector would only be focusing on that. It doesn't happen. the chances of you going wrong in is extraordinarily high. It's like the first example that I gave. 1% this side
Yes.
and 99% this side. Okay, you remember that example here again. Even the SEBI has come out with a lot of these datas, which says 92% lost money. And please understand, if somebody is losing money like this, it's not only the loss of money. You know what is the other loss? And that's a bigger loss, is the loss of self-confidence. If somebody who is in his 20s, he or she is in her 20s, and they lose self-confidence, you and me, both of us know how big a bigger loss that is.
Yes, sir.
How difficult. Money तो आ जाएगा depending on कितना है. Self-confidence को वापस लेकर आना is, you really have to work on that. So don't do it. Avoid doing it. मेहनत का कमाई, अच्छी कमाई.
One word, what does wealth mean to you?
So wealth means to me freedom to make choices, freedom to spend the time the way I want to, the freedom to, more than the freedom, it's more like I can enjoy my relationships, right? And I know I can live life on my terms. So it's basically, wealth actually means financial freedom, and wealth is so important.
One money rule you follow strictly no matter what.
Don't lose money. Simple as that. So don't gamble. Don't get into anything जहाँ पे proposition हो. So I would say, in fact, a lot of your audience may say कि he is into mutual funds, he is into investment, and he is talking about don't lose money. Money में पैसा तो लगाएंगे तो it's both of the same thing. It may be said कि सिक्के के दो पहलू हैं, loss and profit. But I say no. You have to go deeper. Right? So I'm not trying to promote my company, but at my company, we really are very, very, very conscious about not losing money for our clients. We cannot guarantee that, but we use strategies. So for everybody who is listening, there are ways, even when we are investing into things like equity, that you enjoy the fruits of equity and don't lose money. So simply speaking, don't lose money and find ways not to lose money, still make more money.
One piece of advice you would give your kids or the next generation about money.
Okay, so for my kids or for your generation, I think it's the same thing that we said before. Be conscious about money, respect money, I would say. I'll come again on that. We think like money तो आता है, money तो जाता है, कमाते हैं. No. Really, money is like in Indian culture, Diwali is around the corner.
Yes.
What are we going to pray to?
Lakshmi Mata.
Lakshmi Mata. We pray Lakshmi Mata, right? And Lakshmi is what you keep in
Your pockets.
pocket. So एक बारी देख के उसको अच्छी सी नजरों से, प्यार भरी नजरों से, इज्जत भरी नजरों से, give it that love. And love तो देंगे तो वापस आएगा ना. So money के साथ भी have that healthy relationship. And why I'm saying that, this may seem philosophical to a lot of people, but please understand this in the backdrop of there are broken relationships between money and people. Isn't it?
Yes, sir.
There are broken relationships. And how do you find these broken relationships? In all age groups. You find an old man begging on the streets, or a man or a woman begging on the streets.
Yes.
That is what? That is broken relationship with money. Why else? All through his life, did he not make enough, by whatever ways did he or she did it, to at least live a dignified life? They were not giving due love to their money. I am not saying spend thrift, but spend money cautiously is, I think, what I mean along with this.
Okay, sir.
Yeah?
So now as we approach the end of our podcast, any concluding note from your side for our listeners?
I think maybe you may want to go again through this podcast more than once, because these are some things that I shared whatever I shared from my heart. These are not made up things. These are really things out of my experience. And as it's my pleasure to be here along with, through this podcast, thank you so much, Disha and Anaya, that you brought me here, and through you I am able to talk to generations which I really respect and I love. And this podcast is going to be there for a long time, and I would say future and more generations benefit out of such things. These are all things which are going to be universal for all. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your journey and your wisdom and real life experiences with us today. This conversation has reminded us that money is not just about numbers or returns. It's about building confidence, security, and a freedom to live the life we want.
To everyone listening, I would like to say today's episode inspires you to take that one step, whether it's starting your first SIP, clearing a small debt, or simply changing the way you think about money. If this episode resonates with you, follow the show. Spread the word to someone who would like to see this and might need it also. And stay with us for more conversation that matters. I'm your host, Dasha Vyas, with Anaya Kaushik, and you have been listening to Engage and Exchange, Tactics Beyond the Book. Until next time, stay curious, stay disciplined, and remember, the best investment you can make is in yourself.
Thank you.